Namaste Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, like last week we discussed, um, this this time it's not that okay, I'm going to speak and then with question answer. So it's rather it's more about like a discussion. So everybody can actually keep unmute. And we planned like okay, last week we discussed that okay, first chapter we all will read during the week and then share what is their understanding. What are the points that we think uh, we learn from this chapter which can be applied in our day-to-day life, not only spiritual but also personal life and professional life. Okay, so has anybody come down some points or at least have some points in their mind or some documents, anything like that anybody has done? I know a few of you are already doing Bhakti Shastri, so you must be having very good points. Please unmute and you can speak. So anybody wants to share something from first chapter that you think is useful and should be applied? Something like correct, this is correct, this is wrong. It's nothing going to be like that, right? We have to just share with each other. I may not be able to cover all the points. You must be having some points which are very useful. So that's the idea actually. So anybody would like to share some points?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, no, okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Today, now you can hear. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I had some problem. I couldn't hear clearly. Now I hope you can hear.
Okay, so I was saying like if anybody has
I can't hear you clearly. Sorry, I mean I only not able to hear. I don't know. If everybody can hear.
not
The
able
voice
to
is very low.
Echo. We can hear the echo. It's not clear.
okay,
I mean, my side is a problem maybe.
No, I also cannot hear properly.
Yeah, me too. I cannot hear Prabhuji voice properly.
I can hear Aruna.
Now it's, I think, a little better as compared to before.
Some noise is there on the background, I guess.
Is this voice clear now? Means, are you able to hear this thing?
And now I can hear.
Now,
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
now it's good.
Okay. Okay, so what I was saying, like we had a homework, right, for all of us
Yes.
Yes.
to read first chapter and then come up with some points. So anybody will like to start sharing what they have understood, what are the points that they think we can apply. Anything is fine. You are already doing Bhakti Shastri and all, right? So very good points, I hope.
Actually, I took some notes.
Okay, so how it is on you have on some document online or something like that? Or
No,
what?
no, no. I read and I took notes. I wrote in the notebook.
Okay. So what I will do, let me share the screen. Okay. Just write down here, okay, if you don't mind, so that we can refer it afterwards also. Okay, Mataji, please. Yes. Hare Krishna.
So, Hare Krishna, sorry, I'm not fast in typing. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's okay. No, you can talk. I will write. No problem.
Okay.
I will just write in short, na? Yeah.
Okay, I will tell fastly. That's all. Because
Sure.
time is important. I'm so sorry taking up time.
No problem. No problem. Yes.
What I wrote. Yeah, this Bhagavad Gita is spoken in the background of Mahabharata war, Kurukshetra war, the
Mhm.
Mahabharata. So in that, so Dhritarashtra, as he could not see, he cannot know what's going on. So Sanjaya, he through his divine mission, he got from his guru Vyasadeva. So he tells what's going on in the battlefield. So in this first verse shows about the Dhritarashtra characters. What
Mhm.
type of person? Actually, he's doubtful and fearful about the war outcome,
Mhm.
because he showed partiality when, since the Pandus children are small. Actually, he wanted his children to be good and they want to be a future king. So he gave importance.
Mhm.
So now also after this many years also he didn't change his mind. So he wanted his son to be to win the war and get the power. Also he asks, and why he fears means there are three things. Actually, the place Kurukshetra is a holy place,
Mhm.
and the Pandus children are pious, so it favors them.
Mhm.
And another thing is Krishna is with them, is
Mhm.
a father of religion. So the three things, he felt fearful. Oh, it may become favor for them. My son may not win. That was his doubt.
Right.
That's what I understood in this first verse. And Prabhupada gave the paddy field exam is very nice. This beats unwanted plants. This the Rashtra children are like unwanted. The paddy field, the weeds are taken out, so
Right.
they are wiped out.
Mhm.
So as because in Krishna's presence, so the
Mhm.
victory will be the Pandava side. It's mentioned, so we can understand it like indirectly. It shows, and
Mhm.
also a lot of signs about the victory for the Pandavas.
Mhm. Right.
Although the Kauravas had a greater military force than Pandavas,
Mhm.
like 11 Akshagni. Pandavas had 7 Akshagni only,
Right.
but Krishna is with them. So that's a possibility, high possibility of victory for the Pandavas only.
Right.
And another thing is when Kongsal bone blew by the, who's that? Krishna, Panchajanya. When he blew, it frightened the Kauravas.
Mhm.
So also, but whatever Kauravas blew, Pandavas didn't get fear.
Right.
Also the Arjuna's chariot he got from Agni Deva, it is conquerable in all over the three worlds. That I understood. Also Krishna is present. If Krishna is present means the goddess of fortune also with him. So of course fortune will come for Pandavas.
Right.
The victory. And Yeah, another thing is Hanuman. The Hanuman flag was in chariot, Arjuna's chariot. So actually Hanuman is a duty of Rama. He helped Rama to win the battle with Ravana. So Arjuna is having was that Hanuman as well as Krishna with him.
Right.
So of course the victory will come to Pandavas only.
Right.
Okay, this is understood. And another thing is Arjuna calls several names about Krishna in several names. Israel, I felt it is very important to know us about the Krishna's name: Achyuta, Madhusudana, Madhava, Mukunda,
Right.
Janardana, Rishikesa, Govinda. That's really important. Also the meaning also I wrote. It's okay. Its time is running out. I will tell the other things.
Yeah.
And another thing is both are yeah, another thing is Krishna here. Krishna is Bhaktavatsala. He's a chariot for Arjuna, right? So Bhaktavatsala is he likes to serve his devotees.
Right.
That's so Krishna is his qualities called like a Bhaktavatsala.
Right.
And now actually when Krishna places when Arjuna asks to place the chariot between the two armies, so Krishna does that. And as soon as he sees his relatives, teacher, brothers, sons, I mean everybody were their friends, grandsons, so he overwhelmed with compassion how to fight like this. So he start rejecting, he starts telling excuses kind of thing. So there are the excuses are kind of first he felt compassion by seeing, oh, these people are going to die like this. He felt compassion. And another thing is if all his relatives are died, then how he can enjoy his wealth with I mean, he's that much a good person. He wants to share his wealth, whatever he has. He wants to share and enjoy. So they won't be there. Then what's the point of me winning? Like this feeling comes. And another thing is teacher killing teachers and relatives. It's a sinful. He has to face sinful reaction, that he worries about the sinful reaction. And also if he and the who all came for that war, their elders in the family. So if they are killed, then the woman cannot be protected in the family. So if the woman is not protected means, then like how to say, unwanted population increases. If the woman is not good, with many people. So that if unwanted population increases means they want to follow the religion. So irreligion spreads, and the society will become disorder. It won't be proper. That's not good. Like basically he feels about he foresees the future. The society will be very bad. Also kingdom. Yeah, actually he tells the Kauravas, like Duryodhana, they are greedy of the kingdom. So we are not like that. They are not, we are he's telling, I'm knowing the effect of the war. This kind of he told, no? But they are not thinking about that, about after effect of the war consequences. They are thinking only greedy of their kingdom like this. So he tells many reasons, and he rejects to fight. He puts the arrow bow and arrow down and sat on the chariot, and with too much grief he sits. So that's it. And I compared the Arjuna and Duryodhana, two type of characters.
Okay.
Actually, Arjuna, we can see in this world two type of people, like Duryodhana also, like Arjuna also. Like Duryodhana is like people, like materialistic people who are too much greedy, the mode of passion and ignorance. And they will trust only on their strength, knowledge, power, and always they look after wealth and fame, and they want to trust in God. They will have trust. They believe by their strength everything is happening. It's like this. It's not without we think without God's sanction, whatever we put effort, it won't work out. But they think it is all their effort. They will believe in that. Because they won't
Right,
trust
right,
in God.
right, right.
Mm. So such a people, they enjoy, they do any harmful to others, even environments, for achieve their things. Their motivation, they will be like a selfish people. So that is because they are in the lust, anger, greed, such a people. But they won't flourish all the time. They will be degraded.
Mhm.
Mm, and at the same time, Arjuna, if you take, he has a very good qualities, because he is a devotee of Lord Krishna. So his truthful simplicity, devotion, and humble compassion he has. He follows the religious principle properly. Also, he wants to fight for the good cause and save the people only, not like a Duryodhana to him to enjoy the kingdom, not caring the people kind of mentality doesn't have. So
Right, right, right.
he is a very good, a good quality person. Such a people are very dear to Krishna if we progress in bhakti. So we can follow Arjuna's path. Mm. And another thing, yeah, actually another thing is although this Karna, Drona, Bhisma, they're pious people, right? I think so, my understanding, they're somewhat pious people comparing to this
Right.
the Duryodhana, those yeah. But they couldn't under some unavoidable situation, they are with that these people, Kauravas. So anyway, they are in Adharmic side, they are fighting. Although they are good, they will be destroyed. They destroyed in the battle, as they are in other mixed side with that Duryodhana. So so similarly, if we have company of the materialist people, worldly enjoyment people, we also accumulate bad karmas, and we will follow such a people lifestyle, and we also will be destroyed in the sense, what we have to achieve in our human this life, we may not do that. We may be enjoying
Right.
material life, but at the time of death we couldn't achieve the things, because human form of life is to engage ourselves in God consciousness.
Correct,
So
correct.
that we are losing. If we join with those people, we are wasting the human form of life. It's very difficult to get the human form of life. That I understood. And finally, yeah. Finally, in the last verse, it shows that Arjuna gave up, he got compassion, and he rejected completely. He doesn't want fight. He sat in grief. Similarly, we also face a lot of problems. If life goes smoothly, we are okay. Happiness comes, it's okay. But all the time, life is not going smooth. So we also face, even within family, relatives, office, or whatever it is. Always
Right.
problem is that it's very difficult to overcome. We get panic, like same as Arjuna also got panic kind of feeling, panic or frustration. Lot of things happens. But if we actually, here after coming chapters, Krishna gives instruction to Arjuna. So if we follow, we study carefully this Bhagavad Gita, hereafter Krishna is going to talk, if we follow, understand Krishna's instruction carefully and apply it in our life, we can also handle the problem in better way. And also we live in Krishna conscious life with the association with the devotees. We can always remember Krishna, and we can use this human form of life in better way.
Right.
That's what I understood from this first chapter.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Nicely
Krishna.
summarized. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All the chapter you have summarized and application, right? Thank you, Mataji. Anybody would like to add? Now I have written these points, and I hope everybody can see. So anybody will like to add anything in this?
I like to share one point.
Yeah.
Like I just experienced that although Duryodhana has everything, like he has great warriors and all, and also the Krishna's armies is with him, right? So he has so much power and so much like strength also, but still he is in fearful situation. Still he is not like a happy. And but on the another side, Arjuna is with Krishna, and his heart is full with compassion and love for others. So that's difference I feel in this first chapter. The both of them situations of their consciousness, Arjuna's consciousness and Duryodhana's consciousness. Yes, that's all.
Right.
Hare Krishna, Mataji and Prabhuji. Actually, from our satsang, the word you always use is Krishna's plan. So even though always, if something is against Krishna's plan, even though you have all the best resources with you, everybody is with you, it's not going to go in your favor. That word you always use, right, Mataji? Krishna's plan, everything that should go according to Krishna's plan will be fine. So even if even like when Sanjay is describing all the emotions also, he is saying like Duryodhana, even though he says like, okay, this person is there, this person is there, he still points out like, okay, Dronacharya, you made enemies with this person, so Drupada is now on the other side. So he's finding faults and he's always doubtful of his situation. So but Arjuna, since he had Krishna with him and he was on the other side, he didn't have anything of he didn't have thoughts about winning or losing. He was all about whether what I'm doing is correct or not. That was his main worry. He was not thinking about winning this war. That was not at all important to him. So like Mataji says always, it's Krishna's plan.
Mm. Correct. So Arjuna was always thinking, is it as per dharma or as per shastra rather than winning? Huh? What is better? What is best, maybe? Correct, Mataji. Thank you. Any other points?
Yes, Prabhuji. One point that I have, like, for even from like his Duryodhana and Arjuna, they are all from the same dynasty. Like they share the same blood, they share the upbringing and everything. But the association that they have has changed them completely. The way they turn out in life has changed them extremely in a vast different way. That's one thing I felt. And like though Arjuna is very valiant, he's brave and all that, from the beginning Krishna has been telling him what you're doing is right, go ahead, I'm there with you. But still, even at the last moment, even if it's such a great devotee like Arjuna, even if Krishna is right next to him, he also wavers. So it is in the human nature to keep wavering. But once we put our faith in Krishna, I think we should stick to it. Like he also keeps thinking, okay, am I doing the right thing, am I doing the right thing? But he actually should have felt like, okay, Krishna is with me, then it's right, then I should just proceed. But even for Arjuna, it took convincing, though it was like a leela for us to get the Bhagavad Gita. When I think of Arjuna as just a person who is surrendered to Krishna, even that level of surrender, he also wavers. So it is normal for us to also have all these fall downs, but then we have to come back to track. That's my takeaway from this chapter.
Correct. Very nice point. This is a very important point because, yeah, we should not think that if we think that we will, many times it happens, right? If we have some problems in office or in family or in relationships, then we think that I should be strong, or at least I should show that I am strong or I am not disturbed. Yeah, but that's not the correct approach. Like Arjuna expressed his views, right? He is bewildered, he is confused, right? So that also needs courage to admit the real situation. Okay, so a leader is a person who is always honest, right? So Arjuna was honest, he was confused. So he's telling, I'm confused, I don't know what to do. No? So this is also one of the quality uh, like what Arjuna has done, he has spoken to Krishna, okay, his best friend. Okay, at this stage, he is his best friend, right? So it's not required for us to open to everyone how you feel, but at least you should have somebody, close ones, whom you can open up, right? What is your real situation, and you should open up to them, because it's not about uh, your qualities or character, it's about getting the proper direction. Sometimes we don't have the directions, so we have to be honest, to admit our real situation. Unnecessary showing that I know everything and I can handle everything, it's not useful always. Okay, means we can have problems for ourselves by doing that one. Right. Any other points anybody want to add?
Hello, Prabhu.
Yes, Mother. Yes. Hare Krishna. Somebody was saying, huh?
I think Mataji is on mute. We can't hear. Yes, now okay.
No, I thought somebody was else speaking, so I just let them away, gave away to speak.
Oh, please go ahead.
Yeah, I found one particular line very interesting. So I would like to share. Um, this is in the first stanza, text one. Now, if someone is fortunate enough to understand Bhagavad Gita in that line of discipline succession, without motivated interpretation, then he surpasses all studies of Vedic wisdom and all scriptures of the world.
Right.
One will find in the Bhagavad Gita all that is contained in other scriptures, but the reader will also find things which are not to be found elsewhere. This, especially this line and today's session and these sessions, right? I think this will be very helpful in our wisdom, getting our wisdom, like getting so much knowledge from all the summaries. That's what I felt.
That's true. Right.
Yeah,
And
so I thought of sharing this. Yes.
it's a very nice point, because like uh, generally many people think that Bhagavad Gita is not enough. Okay, because there are Vedas, everything, so many things are there at scripture. So people think that I should read more to be more knowledgeable or more wise, but it's not necessary. If we really understand the Bhagavad Gita correctly, like
Yes.
sentence, unmotivated, then that is enough actually to get whatever we are trying to get. So, of course, the last verse Sanjay says gives that proof at the end. So it's very nice point you have brought up, Mataji. That's
Yeah,
it.
thank you. And also, I don't know whether Duryodhana feels insecure or whatever it is, but he pushes Dronacharya. Oh, you taught them the war secrets, so you to your student. So I don't know how you will be. He lets the person down. Means like he puts his teacher down. And he insists, yeah, like you have to do good thing in the war. And also to Bhishma, he says the same thing. Bhishma Pitama, he's a teacher, he's everything. And Bhishma also tells him, I'll do my best, but because Krishna is on the other side, I'm not sure. That's what indirectly he says. Yeah, in the 10th verse, I guess. Yes, the 10th verse. Yeah, it's thank you very much for this session, so that we go through again and getting some deep points for memorizing. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Any other points?
No, Harimon, we can't hear you. It's very low.
happened? Honeymoon Mataji, then try again.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, now okay.
Yeah, I'm talking from my brother's phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, I have not studied much, but I just wrote down some points.
Mhm.
So, it's like what I've read, there are many personalities' name given in the chapter 1.
Mhm.
So, like, for example, what I understood that Duryodhan is trying to compare with so many personalities so that he can prove himself that he is right. And the other, Arjuna's party, he is not having so much strength. So he's trying to prove himself that he has lot of many, like what to say, many great warriors. So they can, be motivated. So he's like what I thought that he's like a great politician.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Duryodhan
he
is
can be, yeah, he can be a very great politician. And the first chapter is mostly showing that like there are many different names of conch shells and many sounds are mentioned according to the personality.
Mhm.
So I was thinking like yeah, actually I have doubt like why like this kind of like conch shell name and sounds are there. So if you can just clear me out regarding this thing. So I had
Mhm.
this doubt.
Mhm.
And regarding the next point is that what I have understood that Arjun was in grief, like he was very much in depression after seeing like opposite to him so many relatives, and he was actually shocked that so many people are ready to fight with him, that with whom he was thinking that they were his friends. But and in our actual life also it happens that we think that they are our friends, but later on we get shocked to see that they are not our friend, but they don't like what we do. So if we compare to our real life situation, so Arjuna's condition was that, what I was thinking. I don't know if I'm right in this thing. And the next point is that I think in this first chapter it's showing about the Arjun that he is going through a tough time. Like we also go in our life a lot of tough time, and until and unless we have the tough time, we don't
Mhm.
realize Krishna's mercy.
Mhm.
So I think this first chapter is important for this also, to realize that there are many tough times in our life, so we have to go through everything, and Krishna is there for us.
Right.
And even there are many examples given, like for example, Hanuman flag is given, like it's on the chariot, Hanuman flag is there.
Mhm.
So it shows that if someone is with Krishna, then Krishna is there for you with all his paraphernalia. Like Hanuman flag, Hanuman is his devotee, but he is also there for him, for the devotee.
Mhm.
And also in one verse, it's mentioned that that if there is like wherever there is a worship of Vishnu or Krishna, Lakshmi Devi automatically follows. But in our life, what we do, we just worship Lakshmi Devi so that we can get money and everything. But we forget that if we worship Vishnu or Krishna, then Lakshmi Devi will automatically follow, because Krishna is her husband.
Right.
Yeah, and then he's also discussing about all the shastras. Like Arjun is discussing about the unwanted progeny and everything, like what is right, what is wrong. So it means that he's knowing everything, but he's confused, and so he's discussing with, like he's like telling to Krishna that I don't know what to do, and he's telling that this is thing like this, according to Shastra, this is right, this is wrong. But then I think in later on chapters, Krishna mentioned that what is there and what is not there. This is
Correct.
what I learned.
Yeah.
And
Very
one
nice
doubt
point.
I have.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes. No, no, very nice points, and understood your question also, right? Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Any other points anybody will like to add? Anything?
We can have question also. If I have any question, I can ask also.
Yeah, so I will like to add few points. Okay, so let me add those points. Okay, before we means I just need 5 minutes. Okay, because I think almost most of the points are spoken by everyone, which are critical. But I also I noted a few additional points actually. Okay, which I felt we should know in our life, right? So, um, like we discussed, like okay, in the first verse actually is I think it's very important verse because it gives lot of teaching. Okay, so Mata mentioned about Dharma Kshetra, right? Okay, so of course there is a story, right, when Parshuram killed the Kshatriyas 21 times, right? So because he was Brahman, right? So he understood that what he has done is for his dharma, it's not correct, right? Killing. So he understood that he has to atone, right, for whatever he has done. So he did that at Kurukshetra, right? And I don't know all the details, but there are other sages also who have done a lot of austerities in the um, in Kurukshetra. So that's why that Kurukshetra is a Dharma Kshetra, where all the religious or pious activities or purificatory activities are done. Right. So Duryodhan was see Duryodhan's character, sorry, not Duryodhan, Dhritarashtra's character is like he was the king, right? But he took advantage of his blindness, okay, and he showed that he cannot do anything. But as a king, he would have taken the decision to stop the war, but he didn't stop, right? Because of his attachment to his son Duryodhan, right? So he wanted to fulfill whatever Duryodhan wanted. So it's not like that when Krishna went as a peacemaker and Duryodhan rejected everything, right? Not to give 5 villages also. And then Krishna said, okay, I have to go. At the end, Dhritarashtra said to Krishna, right? Um, like, please understand, I am helpless. I cannot stop this war. Though I am king, I am helpless. I cannot stop this war. Don't blame me for this war. That is what Dhritarashtra said to Krishna, right? So then Krishna said to Bhishma and Krupacharya and Dronacharya, everybody in the assembly, that see, your king, he is saying he is helpless. So, but king is never helpless, right? He has to take the decision. And the result may be different, but it was his weakness, the Dhritarashtra's weakness. Of course, it was there, but still it was his weakness that he was not able to take the decision. But still he wanted that, okay, nobody should blame him. So this is a character, right, that we can see everywhere. Okay, people don't want to take the responsibility. Dhritarashtra didn't want to take the responsibility. That's, yeah, he's not stopping the war. He never said like that. Duryodhana was at least saying, yes, I want war, right? He was straightforward. So two types of people, right, who have not bad, but not good intentions, you can say. Peoples are not bad, right? Duryodhana was also learned in Shastra. Dhritarashtra was also learned person. So they were all learned in Shastra and everything, but the intentions were wrong, right? And that's how the dharma and adharma will be decided. Right? So Duryodhana's intentions and Dhritarashtra's intentions were not good, and that's the problem. So many times, like I also observe, like we have to check on our intentions. What is we are intending on doing a particular act. Sometimes it happens that we have some other motive. We show that I'm doing a very good activity, or maybe we show to the next person that I am very considerate about you, but it may happen that our intentions are not good. Okay. So, and we are trying to pretend. So we have to check on our intentions always, like what we are intent to do. Are we doing this of any attachments? And if we are doing something with by the attachment, then it's a checkpoint, right? We should rethink what steps we are taking, because that step taken through the attachment may not be good for us or for others also. So I thought like this is one point that actually can be applied um, in any activity we do, whether it is family, relationships, or anything. Like if I'm attached to somebody and because of that I'm taking some actions, just not to unplease that person who I'm attached to, like the Dhritarashtra did, right? He just didn't want to say no to Duryodhan. So one intention in that was Dhritarashtra was king and he wanted to be king. Okay. So if Duryodhan wins, if he follows Duryodhan, then he will remain. Right. So his other motive was, okay, Duryodhan should battle and they should win. Right. So those our very internal things that only we know. Our wife, our friends, our guru, nobody knows. Only we can judge ourselves. What is our pure intention? So it's very necessary that if we take some steps in our life, um, including me, I also take some steps that I have to regret afterwards. That why I did this. I should not have taken this step. It was very clear that if I take these steps, something 1 2 3 4 will happen. But I anyway did that step. So I have to check why I did that step. And the other thing is, then once we understand that, okay, I'm going to do something wrong, then we should have courage, right? Not like Dhritarashtra, that don't blame me. So rather than saying that, maybe like I thought, okay, if next time I'm going to do something because of these attachments or anything, I have to say no with the reason why I'm saying no and why it is not a correct step. Right. So our intentions and our actions should match. Intentions is wrong, but you are doing good. That something wrong is there. Or there is an inner feeling that the step that I am taking is not correct. That we get that feeling internally. But anyway, I'm doing something else than my inner feeling. There is some problem. So you should wait for correct time, or at least you give some more time to take the decision. So this is one, and also the third part, right? Mamaka Pandavaschaiva. This line is like Dhritarashtra is saying like what my sons and sons of Pandu did, right? So like one of the point was they were from the same family, right? Same dynasty. Okay, there was problem for in them because of the kingdom and who should take the kingdom. There was problem, that is understood. But Duryodhan's attitude was separatist, right? He wanted to separate his sons and sons of Pandu, right? So he had that mentality. My sons and his sons, what did they do? So he didn't think them as a one family or something. He differentiated and he separated himself and his sons. So it gives a mentality, right? A separatist mentality. So many times it happens, like there was one point some Mataji mentioned, like we'll find few peoples who we thought are our friends or our best wishers, our well-wishers, but they are not actually. But even if we understand that, for if that person is our family member, for example, I'm saying, okay, so or he's also in office, okay, office, these things happens very regular. Now we trust somebody and he does not do our work, or he does such an activity that actually bounce back on us only, right? So these things keep happening, but we should always at least keep our mind, our heart open, okay, considering the higher cause. Okay, if I am doing job, okay, so I'm working for a company rather than my own self or that other person, right? So there is a higher cause why I'm working. If there is argument between the family, okay, brothers and sisters, or wife or son, so okay, that is at one point, yes, we have disagreement, but there is a higher cause, right? I have to maintain my family, right? So we have to always look for the higher cause. Okay, if we are working in a society, there may be differences, there may be fights, there may be misunderstandings, there may be situations which we never expected, right? But there must be always some higher cause, right? So we should always look for a higher cause, which Dhritarashtra was not able to do, right? He should have looked it as a one family, then his approach might have changed, right? But he did. So I thought, like, if we have to be peaceful, right? Here we see, like, Dhritarashtra is not peaceful, right? Duryodhana is not peaceful. He's trying to compare the two armies, and then he talked much about the Pandavas army. Then he felt, okay, oh, I'm talking to my guru, like Dronacharya or Krupacharya or Vishnudev, and my army about the strength of the other army. That's not good. So then he changed. Okay, let us see what is on our side. Let me tell you who are on our side, who are ready to die for me. So then he tried to manipulate the thing, right? So he said too much about Pandavas thing, too much strength about Pandavas. Then he tried to manipulate. Okay, no, but our side is very well protected by Bhishma. But Bhima cannot protect that much. So then he tried to manipulate what he has said, right? But he was saying the truth that Pandavas has very good warriors, but then he manipulated that, okay, but we are also strong, just to increase the uh, motivation for fighting for their army, right? Kaurava's army. So yeah, Duryodhan was a great politician, and that everybody has to agree. Like, okay, he had some intentions or something, but he knew what he's doing, and he was acting and taking care of all those things, that what he's saying. So he was aware of his actions, right? And yeah, of course, Krishna's act, like we had that point of Bhaktavatsal, so he surrenders to his devotees, right? So devotees, like, but at this point he was of Arjuna was devotee, but his friend also, right? So very close relationships. And then, of course, we all summarized about the points related to how Arjuna felt, right? Um, so there are reasons given by Arjuna for not fighting in this chapter, right? So we have to find from the next chapter, one of the thing is we have to find out the answers, where Krishna answers his questions and how he answers those questions, right? Because that is also very important, because we also have many times compassion for somebody, but it's a wrongly placed compassion is always dangerous, right? If you place a compassion to a person, to a situation which is not required, then you will be in problem, right? So that level of understanding also is required, right? Where and whom to be compassionate with, right? So those answers, I think we'll get in the Bhagavad Gita at the later part, but we have to keep checking, like where these answers are coming, right? So of course, as we go forward, we will keep checking the answers, right? So there was one question from Mataji about the names of the Shankha or conch, right? So I knew, like, when Agni Dev gave this Ratha to Arjuna, he also gave that conch, and it had already had the name. So one of the lecture I was hearing that, okay, when these all are um, uh, transcendental conch, right? Like all these devotees who had, so they have a proper significance. And of course, as we know, in the spiritual world, everything is personal, right? It's not impersonal thing, right? And everybody has everything has consciousness and names and everything, right? So that is the one of the reason that everybody had the conscience with particular name, just to be very specific, to be very clear, whose conch shell was sounded, right? And one of the reason is like Bhishma Dev, first he made the sound, right? After that, Pandavas made. But when Pandavas made the sound of the conch shells, uh, Duryodhana knew their names, right? What are the conch shells and how they got and everything. So he knew that the sound coming from this is something different. He sensed that, right? So it's a Dharma Kshetra. He knows it is a Dharma Kshetra. And the sound coming we can feel. So like for example, if you go to any temple you go, even if it is very crowded or so many people are there, once you go into temple, we feel something, right? Or something different is there. Even if you go and just sit there in a crowded temple, even if you sit there for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, we feel something different. So what is that different? That is the vibration of that place, right? Because so many devotees are coming, chanting is going on. So that vibration, that gives us a feeling of peacefulness, right? So similarly, when Pandavas blew their conch shells, it gave the vibration on the Dharmakshetra. Right? So Duryodhana was fearful because he knew where he is fighting and what situation he is in. He knew from the beginning, but of course he is not accepting. That's another thing. But he knew. Okay, I hope I added more perspective, some time, but I added few points that I thought we should apply in this life, our life, to avoid wrong decisions, right? So now I understood. Many times I have taken some decisions which would have been something different. Yeah, that's the purpose of this study, right? Like rather than reading, to understand and to reflect what we have done in previously. So now we have 4-5 minutes. Any other questions or anything anybody would like to add on this chapter? I hope this pattern is useful for everyone. Of course, at least I feel very much encouraged with this pattern and with the points and with understandings that you all have shared. I feel very much encouraged, like, yeah, this is something to study and then apply from today. Any other questions? My battery is going down. Any other
Can I ask question?
Yeah, we have 2-3 minutes. We'll try to.
Yes. Actually, I have this doubt, basic doubt that although Arjuna is like we say first text, he's on Dharma Kshetra, right? He's fighting for Dharma. He's fighting against Adharma, and they actually Pandavas waited for a long time for this fight because all their life they are just like Duryodhana is just doing many plans against them, and now is the time actually that Arjuna has to fight and he has to give justice to his wife like Draupadi and all his family members. But we see that at this stage, Arjuna is like a bewildered and he's in doubt and he has so much weakness of heart and he don't want to fight. And I see like he's fighting against Dharma and then why he is like going against Dharma at this stage. So he is like giving so many reasons to Krishna that this will happen, that will happen if I fight. But he's not then thinking about his own family members. It's just feel like it's just injustice to his own family members, like Draupadi and all. And he's not thinking about them, and he's giving so many reasons, and so many thinking about so many other people. So this is like something very confusing.
Yeah, so this is so this point came, right? Like, okay, this is Arjuna's character, right? That's why Arjuna was chosen to speak Bhagavad Gita, right? See what happened with Pandavas and Draupadi and everything already happened, right? So, but Arjuna's character is a character which is exemplary, right? Like a person who has good heart and good mind and who has good intelligence with knowledge of scriptures. He knows in any situation, he will analyze it correctly from the Shastric point of view. So Arjuna is doing that. Okay, he knows he has to fight, but he's confused and still, and so he wants somebody to Krishna to help him, right? So that is Arjuna's character. It does not mean that he is doing injustice to Draupadi or his family members. He's always thinking of higher cause, right? Rather than just taking a revenge or killing, he's thinking of higher cause, like what's going on here, right? So that is a point that we also like. That was one of the point, right? I said like we have to always look for higher cause, not the immediate result. Just killing somebody or just saying something to somebody shout at me, so I shout back, and then I feel okay. I also shouted on him. Now I am happy. So that is a reaction. We don't want reaction. We want to respond, right? So Arjuna is not reacting, like he's responding intelligently and consciously what he wants to do. So that is the nature of a real leader or a person. And a leader always puts himself and his family last. He always thinks of the others first. That is the sign of a leader or a good manager. Like if you think of yourself first, you are not on the position of a leader, right? Because you are thinking for yourselves. No, the leaders, they will think of others first. So my family, my relatives, everybody later. Let's first satisfy the others. So this is one of the quality of leader that Arjuna is showing, right? And from that character, only this compassion and everything is coming. So when we go to next chapter, Krishna will answer. Na? So we'll understand like, okay, what was Arjuna's problem? Na? Okay, so we are already run out of time, but yeah, thank you very much for all the points. And I will see like where we can put these slides na, so that we all can refer to any time. And so next week, I think we will take second chapter because second chapter is too big, 72 verses. So we will post 30 verses next time, 1 to 30, because there are slots right in the second chapter because it's summary. So I propose like we take from 2.1 to 2.30 next week. Okay. And I hope this helps everyone in life, day-to-day life. Will 2.1 to 2.30. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.